Hello friends, in this video I am going to give you an insight into the issue of banning of Chinese mobile applications and its various impacts. The Indian government has decided to ban around 59 Chinese applications, including the likes of popular mobile apps such as TikTok, ShareIt, CamScanner, etc. This decision comes amidst the ongoing border tensions between the two countries and the subsequent boycott China calls that has been given. While issuing these orders, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has stated that these mobile applications pose a threat to India's national security and sovereignty.
At the moment, the center has banned 59 Chinese apps, including TikTok, which remember is widely watched. ShareIt and Hello are the other apps to be banned over data privacy issues. All of this, of course, against the backdrop of what has been happening along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh.
The Ministry of Information Technology deciding to put an end to these apps. Reading through, you see, they say there's been raging concerns on aspects relating to data security and safeguarding the privacy of 130 crore Indians. It has been noted that such concerns also pose a threat to sovereignty and security of our country.
TikTok is one of the more popular apps impacted by the ban, with 120 million users in India alone. Chinese microblogging platform Weibo, Tencent's WeChat and Alibaba's UC browser are also on the list.
It is a big battle that the government of India, duly elected, is fighting on behalf of more than 130 crore Indians. More than 130 crore Indians. When we stand behind the government of India, believe me, viewers, nobody can challenge India anywhere on this planet on which we live. But we need to understand the straight, resolute reasons behind what the government is doing.
According to the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, this decision has been made based on the advice received from various citizen groups that have called for a boycott of Chinese goods and services in the backdrop of ongoing border tensions with China, and also based on the inputs received from the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, which is under the Ministry of Home Affairs. According to the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center of the Ministry of Home Affairs, these Chinese mobile applications pose a threat to India's national security and sovereignty because they are known to steal user data and store them on offshore servers, which basically threatens the data security of Indian citizens and thereby threatens the national security and sovereignty of India. So the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has decided to ban these mobile applications by invoking its powers under Section 69A of the Information Technology Act. These provisions of the IT Act empowers the government to issue directions for blocking public access to any information through any computer resource. According to this provision, if the central government is satisfied that in the interests of sovereignty and integrity of India, in the interests of defense of India, in the interests of security of the state, in the interest of friendly relations with foreign countries, or in the interests of public order, or for preventing incitement to the commission of any cognizable offense, the government can issue these orders to any intermediary to block access to public information that is generated, transmitted, received, stored, or hosted in any computer resource. So, as per this provision of the IT Act, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has issued orders to the intermediaries such as Google and Apple who host these Chinese mobile applications on their respective Play Store and App Store, and they have been ordered to remove these mobile applications with immediate effect. Similar instructions have been issued to Internet Service Providers or ISPs as well to block access to these mobile applications. Now, let us evaluate whether this decision of the Government of India on national security grounds is justified and also talk about the impact of this decision. See, ever since the call to boycott China has been gaining ground, the primary focus has been on Chinese technology and mobile firms which have a strong presence in India. So now, in what appears to be an indirect and unofficial support to the call to boycott Chinese mobile applications, the government has decided to ban around 59 apps based on national security grounds. In fact, a number of citizen groups, civil society organizations, and as well as Indian intelligence and security agencies have long expressed concerns about these Chinese applications which could potentially threaten India's security and sovereignty. The three specific allegations raised against these apps included the violation of privacy and data security, surreptitious transfer of data to locations outside India, and compilation, mining and profiling of data by elements hostile to Indian national security. These security concerns of the Indian government, of Indian security and intelligence agencies, and of Indian citizen groups is not entirely unjustified, and in fact similar concerns have been expressed by Western governments as well, particularly the United States, United Kingdoms, Germany, etc. The Indian government, along with Western governments, believe that Chinese companies, particularly the technology companies, share an unhealthy relationship with the Chinese intelligence agencies because, see, under China's national intelligence law, Chinese private firms are required to cooperate with security and intelligence agencies in the interests of state security. So basically, under this law, Chinese firms have been mandated to work with Chinese security and intelligence agencies in order to pursue Chinese national interest. So, unlike other democratic countries, the Chinese government gets to exercise a great deal of leverage over private firms, especially the technology companies, and exploit their dominance in other foreign markets to steal sensitive user data through secret backdoors that are inbuilt, which is to be shared later with Chinese intelligence and security agencies by these private firms. Such possible involvement of Chinese companies in espionage and cyber attacks against other countries at the behest of Chinese state is what raises concerns about these companies. These concerns also form the basis to the opposition of Western countries to the introduction of 5G by Huawei. Also, Indian investigation into previous cyber incidents have shown that there exists a close connection between China's private firms and the Chinese state. The most worrying fact for India is that most of these Chinese mobile applications have a very large Indian subscriber and usage base, which potentially exposes Indian user data to these Chinese security agencies. There have been instances where members of the Indian armed forces have been targeted through such mobile applications. So, the decision to ban these mobile applications on the grounds of national security and sovereignty appears to be justified, since the decision comes during the ongoing border tensions. It helps India to retaliate economically for Chinese aggression in the border areas, because these Chinese mobile applications have a very large Indian user base and a large part of their revenue comes from the Indian market. For example, when it comes to TikTok, 30% of total installations come from India, and this naturally harms its parent company, which is ByteDance Limited. So, the decision to ban these applications will definitely affect the revenue of these companies, which could possibly exert some sort of pressure on the Chinese government as well. But on the other hand, this decision of the Indian government could end up unofficially endorsing the call to boycott China, and this could have serious economic repercussion for India itself. Say, in the short term, the decision to ban these applications could affect a number of Indians and a number of Indian businesses as well. Since these apps have a large user market in India, they do have offices in India. and the closure of these offices could result in the loss of a number of jobs. Moreover, this move could impact India in terms of investments and employment. For example, ByteDance Limited, which is the parent company of TikTok, had proposals of investments worth $1 billion in India. And with this ban, these will probably remain suspended and it potentially can impact job creation. Then, these applications, especially the social media apps such as TikTok, are the only source of income for a number of content creators, and they could also be negatively affected by this decision. But apart from the short-term impact, the unofficial endorsement of the call to boycott China by the government could have serious repercussions for other sectors of the Indian economy. As it is not so easy to decouple the Indian economy from the Chinese economy, especially in a globalized world. Indian economy is excessively dependent on the Chinese economy, especially in a few critical sectors such as automobiles, pharmaceuticals, electricals and electronics, heavy machinery, etc. So the decision to ban these applications at this time could add more fuel to the call to boycott China. And if these emotional call spills over into other sectors, it could critically affect their functioning and have an undesired impact on the Indian economy itself. So this is a brief discussion on the controversial issue of app ban. And in my subsequent videos, I shall come up with the important updates on this issue as well. So this concludes the discussion for the day. Thanks for watching.